Alright, so there was something wrong with this code. It's not working and I tried to look up online. I couldn't fix it. So the issue was when we write the geometries, we insert and update cursors and can be used to create new features and update existing features. So, our document in chapter 8, if you open it in Notepad, it's just like this. But if you do open with no, not Visual Studio. Alright, Visual Studio works. Okay. So Visual Studio, and we can see our code that we do have 34 points. And also, if we open it using Open with WordPad, and we can see the 34 points. So, the Notepad doesn't work. And on the Notepad menu bar, and we click File and we browse to this. So the 34 X and Y coordinates showed up, with each pair preceded by an ID number and separated by a space. First, we're going to create a new empty polyline feature class and then use this list of coordinates create a new polyline, which worked. Anyway, so we can do it one by one. So I'm going to close everything out, and I have the code written here. And if we just do ArcPy and stop it here, I just cut, and then I'm gonna save it and run it and click and return with non-existent code. So if I go to my ArcMap, and I should see my polyline shapefile show up. So right now I'm still starting with my ArcMap, and we're going to open the ArcCatalog window, and I'm going to click cancel, and right here, Python exercise 8 and results, and we have our new polyline, and we add it here, but nothing shows up because we didn't put our coordinates there. So now I'm going to close ArcMap, and no, do not save it, and then paste, and then I'm going to put in file the code, and then the coordinate in this file. So I put the coordinates text file. The full path is needed here because the workspace applies to only ArcPy function and classes. So the coordinates in this text file will be used to create the vertices for a polyline. And this requires the use of an insert cursor to create new rows and an array object to contain the point objects. So then we will put cursor equals ArcPy .dat insert cursor and new function and new FC, and we have a shapefile, and we have an array, ArcPy array, and next the script needs to read through the text file, parse the text into separate strings, and iterate over the text file to create a point object for every line in the text file. And we have a for line in file input in file, and we put ID xy string dot split, and we have a line and quotation mark, array add ArcPy point x and y, and cursor and insert row ArcPy polyline and array, and file input close. Then we will have delete cursor, And now everything is done, and I'm going to save it and run it, and we will have an error messages like this. So even we back in ArcMap, the polyline is not showing up. So I guess it has to do with the newer version. Maybe they changed something here, the setting or something. This code is not running for me. If you could help me fix it, please let me know. All right. Da-da-da. Okay. All right. So polyline. Okay. There, it's not a line. So that's poly 2, and let's add our polyline. And there is still nothing in here. Let's see. Zoom to layer. And I can just load results. It should be in data. Create 2, click open, and run. Alright. Perfect. Okay, now it created this feature and it worked. Alright, so now let's refresh it. And then let's add it again, new polyline. Click OK. And then zoom to layer. Still nothing happens, but when we see something here, an output feature class is created, but something is wrong here. It doesn't just show up. It didn't show up our polyline. Alright, that's the error message. So in 10.4, something might change it there, the license or either something. But I couldn't get this. I texted many times. It would just doesn't run it for me. So when adding the shapefile to our ArcMap document, we didn't get the line as it show. Alright, so now we're going to do is exercise here with question 1. We're going to write a script that creates a new polygon feature class containing a single square polygon with the following coordinates. We have a 0, 0, and 0 and 1,000, 1,000, 0, and 1,000 and 1,000. So now, the same way I'm going to load. Our code is question 1. Click OK, and then run it. Alright, perfect. And let's see, what do we have it here? Refresh. Alright, so now, let's see. Go back to Python Wing. Alright, this one I couldn't find. Open. Or question 1. So to do that, we had to write a script that we have to create a polygon. So coordinates with 0, 0, 1,000, 1,000, and 1,000. 1,000, 0, cell coordinates. Maybe I'll just change it here. But I don't have to, but I'm going to run it. Run it. Okay, so because the polyline already, new poly already exists. So, let me just change it into poly, not 2, let's do 3, so it should run. Alright, there, it says return exit 0. So earlier I dragged that file, is this one. So let's see poly 3. New poly. New poly 3. Alright. Zoom to layer. There. So that's the polygon. Alright. So now if you run it again, it will have the error message. So next we're going to do is to write a script that determines the parameter in meters and area in square meters of each of the individual islands of the Hawaii shapefile feature class. So recall that this is a multi-part feature class. So we're going to open it. This is my question too. Alright, so we're going to import from ArcGIS import environment and environment workspace. We put new function Hawaii shapefile. And then we have ArcGIS multi-part to single part management and FC, new FC. Spatial reference is ArcGIS describe new FC spatial reference, and unit is spatial reference linear unit name, and cursor is ArcGIS search cursor new FC shape. For row in cursor print, we're going to print this, and this is the format, and we're going to run it. All right. So now, we get the result is write a script that recall this is a multiple feature class. So area determines the parameter in area. So parameter is this is square meter and square meters, square meters, square meters, square meters. Area. Alright, and then we're going to write a script that creates an envelope polygon feature class for the Hawaii shapefile feature class. And there is actually a tool that accomplishes this called minimum boundary geometry, minimum bounding geometry. So we can look at the tool to get some idea, but the script needs to work directly with the geometry property. So we could do is just search minimum bounding geometry. Right, ArcGIS help desk. So this is this one creates a class containing polygon which represent a specified minimum bounding geometry enclosing each input feature for that. And let's look at the syntax. So the input feature, we will use minimum boundary in geometry management in feature, and then out feature we have geometry type and group option and group field. And we have this. So, and let me see. Python wing. Okay, so we still do multiple part to we didn't actually use this tool. Let's put it side by side so I can get a better idea. Alright, so now I do have import things, but minimum bound in geometry management. We didn't use that. So that's why we still use multiple part to single part management. Multiple part to single part. So I'm just going to search it here. Multiple part to single part. Alright, polyline and polygon. Multiple to single part lines. Just search it here. Miss M. Multiple part to